So hey guys, today on It's Alive we're going to make some pork and andouille sausage.
Do that again, that sucks, man!
Hi guys, today on It's Alive we're going to make some pork and venison andouille sausage.
From my new book, Field Notes for Food Adventure, all right? This is my dad's recipe. He made it my whole life, and we're gonna prep it today together, huh? Yeah, you look good, bud.
It's the
hat.
hat.
A good look, the Goobellini.
It's the hat.
Today we're gonna be making, it's a sausage, but for me it's like, it's more of an ingredient. We're gonna be making a pork and venison mixed andouille sausage. So here's the recipe. You wrote this one. It's your first published recipe. Beautiful thing. Look at this, I get a kick out of this. It's got the tear marks for like a nice clean edge. Nah, just rip it right through the binder. I love it. You know, I grew up eating and consuming deer meat, venison meat with my dad, you know, whether hunting or through friends, but you know, we were fortunate to have access to really awesome protein like that. It's a very lean meat, so being able to mix it with pork, it makes it, in my opinion, just a really well-rounded sausage. Fly in the meat! All right, so we got two different types of meat, like I said. We got a little pork shoulder, pork butt, or any kind of fatty, relatively inexpensive piece of pork, you know, like perfect for sausage making. If it's looking kind of lean, a lot of butchers and a lot of different places you can go, you can just buy fat back, nice, clean, beautiful fat, and you can cube that up and grind it into your mixture to just increase the fat percentage. And then here we got some venison that I'm gonna have my dad clean up. That silver skin, you wanna remove that. That's not gonna grind up well. It's like a sinewed, it's tough, It's not gonna cook out. You know, it's always want to remove that, right?
Right, you're just going to fillet that off.
Yeah, fillet that one up.
It's almost like part of the interconnecting tissue. It's just real tough. It doesn't grind well. And that's like when you're biting into a sausage and you have that little nasty...
Yeah, you got to pull it out. It sticks in your teeth.
Yeah, you don't like that.
A good friend of mine told me, you know, a sausage isn't like, it's not a garbage can. You don't just go throwing stuff in there.
Right.
It's a high-end product. So I'll clean up this pork. Why don't you clean up the venison there, Dad? Right. You go strips, huh?
You're feeding it down into the grinder.
So you want to grab it? So you don't have to auger it? Or
yeah, no, once you have put a strip in, the auger is going to grab it. And it's just going to
I always did cube.
And then you got to freaking push the thing down all the time.
What do you got to do?
Push the thing down all the time. And get it semi-frozen where it's really, really cold and still a little pliable.
Because if this was warm and the grinder...
It'll just mush out.
Yeah.
And nothing will really cut.
Right.
So you want it the colder the better. I get it almost frozen.
Fact or fiction? Did you have a nice guest appearance on TV, maybe at Emeril Lagasse's show?
I did.
Bam!
We had these t-shirts on that said, you know, pork fat rules, and on the back was BAM. And then they said,
pork fat rules!
You guys are serious, and they let us on the show. And he called me up and gave me a bowl of etouffee and...
etouffee?
Yeah, shrimp etouffee. Here, make some friends, he said.
Hey, what's going on with the pit behind you?
It's a currently active volcano. It came with the place, all right? It's not a super volcano, but that's, yeah, I mean, it could go at any moment. So this is great. So we got our meat cut up nice for the grinder here. And like my dad said, we're gonna pop that in the freezer.
You wanna spread it out so because you're doing this, you wanna get this done as soon as possible. Right. So you spread it out so it freezes up like 20 minutes.
Next steps, Dad, we freeze this.
Grind it.
Semi-freeze it, grind it. And then after the grind, we mix in our spices.
Right.
And our sausage making secrets. This is kind of making me hungry in a weird way. All right, you grab one, let's go.
All right.
So we got it, it's nice and semi-frozen, all right? Not too much, but cold, ice cold. And let's say we grind up this meat, and then, you know, then we'll get some spices on it and get it. We're gonna let it go for 24 hours. We're gonna do this tomorrow.
Overnight,
yeah.
Overnight.
You gotta go, I'm kicking you out. But tomorrow I'll stuff the sausage.
Yeah, there you go.
You do the plunge, Pops. All right, I'll feed.
Gives me the dirty job.
No, I got the dirty job.
All right,
ready?
Yeah.
Action.
Go.
Boom, I'm a super grinder. All right, hog one.
Alternating.
Yeah, you got it, bud. Oh, look at that. Ground pork, $12.99 a pound. Leone and Sons Butchery.
Yeah, feed me.
Yeah. Look at this, now we're cranking. We got the pork going in.
The venison going in.
Quality, man. You could just do this with all pork, but the venison just really adds like a
adds a nice...
It's a richness in a really nice way.
You're getting a real natural meat. There's nothing in it but nature.
There's nothing in it but nature, folks. So we got 5 pounds of the meat like we got ground up nice. and we're gonna add all of our stuff here. Like I said, we got, and the last thing is optional. We got, pink curing salt. When you are smoking at a lower temperature, just if you're a worry Wendy, use the salt. If not, you can throw it over your shoulder. This is our mixture for 5 pounds, so I'll give you half the garlic.
Right.
I'll give me
half
the
of
garlic.
everything. Half of everything.
Half of everything. We're gonna share it today. And at the end of the day, it's gonna get mixed together.
Exactly.
So it's not like.
Hands are your best because you want to mush it all up and make it a nice consistent texture. No chunks, no inert, nothing.
So you want to, basically, it's like a light emulsification.
Yeah, mushed up real nice, like a meatloaf.
You want it even,
Yeah, you want it even.
Is we're gonna add a little wine, right? A little red wine.
Okay, a little wine.
Optional, right?
Right. It's optional if you don't like the red wine color and the flavor.
The flavor's nice.
Just leave it the way it is.
Sausage making, you put a little wine, you have a little wine. Yeah, easy. Yeah, scoots. Yeah, that's nice, right? Come on, that even looks good.
It does.
Maybe a little more, huh? All right, good. Give me a little spice there, Pops. Whoa.
Sprinkle. Give it a sprinkle.
This is like a Turkish seedless pepper flake, Maras Babir.
Oh, okay.
It's wonderful. It's even gonna bleed a little color. Look at that, huh? It's like a big meatloaf.
This is how we like it.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Dad's recipe.
Yeah.
Well, let's get it in the fridge because it's only getting warmer.
There you go.
Dad, thanks for making the sausage with me.
It was fun.
Showing folks how the sausage is made with Dad. Grinded it with my dad yesterday, and this is going to be our stuff, our sausage. This is the meat for the sausage, all seasoned, ready to go. We had it in the fridge overnight so it can get nice and marinate with those flavors. Still ice cold. And then here we have some hog casings. Okay, they come in different sizes. You can get synthetic ones if these freak you out, but it is what it is. I mean, we're making sausage. We're just going to show you how it's made. So these go on the sausage stuffer. But before you get these, you can get them in different styles and forms. They're salted. You rinse them. I run water through them, around them. I soak them overnight in just nice cold fresh water. Keep them in the fridge, and you just want to rinse all that off. That's what we got. Hog casing. It's delicious. Now we got our sausage stuffer. And these come in, there's thunder. The biggest enemy is going to be air. You don't want air getting into, popping air pockets into your casing. You don't want any air in there. You want to get it out. So I have a really cool technique for loading the hopper here. So before we load it into the stuffer, I got just a bunch of fresh water, ice water. And this is going to it's going to keep it nice and cool as well. It's also going to be a little bit of like a lubricant. For 5 pounds, I usually put about 2 cups of water. All right, and that's just gonna keep things sliding nice, not binding up in the sausage making process. Temperature is everything. So I take a big old wad of it and I pack it onto one side, down into there, just pack it, and you kind of make like a stagger, like a little ramp, and then you fill that with the next ramp, and then the next one. And what that does, it'll force all the air out and give you a nice, dense pack of meat. Yeah, see, we did it on a little bit of an angle. Because there's a good amount of fat in here, as fat gets warm and it doesn't take much heat, it starts to get greasy, and it can really mess up and alter the outcome of your sausage, the texture of the meat. These are cool if you can get away with it. They come on this little slipper tube. I think that's what this is for. You want to be careful. You do not want to rip this, and you want it to go on nice and even so that when we start loading it with the sausage filling, it slides right off. You want to keep this wet. We got this old little bar clamp here, all right, great. And then we got the old tried and true C-clamp. If you don't own a C-clamp, you're making a big mistake in life. All right, we'll go slow. This is really, ideally, the old man bailed on me. He had to go home, he's got a job and stuff. I get it. But this is like a nice this is a 2-person operation. One person's cranking, one person's feeding the sausage. It's gonna be a little bit of a circus. Let's see if I can pull it off super successfully by myself. This is gonna be difficult. Oh, easy, slower. So, okay, nice and easy like that. Let's start slow. So you want a little bit of back pressure on that. You don't want to go too fast. You can go a little bit faster. But you want it to fill the casing nice and evenly, all right? You don't want loose spots. You don't move it nice and smooth. You see I can put a little resistance and it'll stuff it nicely. Oh, this is working out great. I like to put it on a wet table like this so that when it comes on, it doesn't grab it and kind of tear. It just keeps everything nice and moving. Blowout, pause. We had a little bit too much pressure built up in the sausage there. Or there could have been a hairline. It could even have been, that one actually might have been my fault. But either way, you get a little blowout, okay? The meat's not wasted. You can put it back in. It slows down production, but what you do have to do is mend your casing here. So you push it down, and you can tie this into a knot. Sausage making it's a family affair, man. You know, no one does it by themselves. That's probably not true at all. Now we got a nice sausage links, all right? Same pace. Oh, it's nerve-wracking. Pause for a sec. If you start seeing a little air pocket or something, you can just give it a small little prick. No big deal. All right? Gee, shit, I'm gonna get stoned. So yeah, as we go and try to portion these out into our little links, you just find out what length you want there, and then gently with your finger, you just kind of pinch it until you get to the center there. Just careful not to rip it, okay? And then I like to give it a little twist. And I throw just a quick little twine on there. So I'm gonna clean up the stuffer, make a little snack with the remaining meat in here. I'm gonna hang these out on the sheet tray, pop them in the fridge, let them air dry. Do that for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll get the smoker going and we'll get these guys cooking. All right, so we had our sausage. You see it's not soaking wet. It's nice, got a nice little tack to it. Air dried. We hung that in the fridge for about an hour, and that's really gonna help with our smoking process, all right? So now we got it set to 185. This unit, the Traeger's got a little super smoke. So the first hour I hit it with the super smoke just to get a nice little smoke kiss on it. For what we're doing, we're just gonna lay them out on here. You know, you get little indentations on your sausage. But this is perfect. Nothing's touching, smoke's flowing, and then we'll let this go for about 4 hours. Traeger knees! Oh, smoked andouilles in the Traeger today, Kevo. Looking good. We've been going for about 5 hours, and yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Torpedo! Depth charges! Brace for impact! Had flashbacks my day on the sub. We're moving. I got my new assistant, all right, since Grandpa had to leave and go back to New Jersey, we flew in little Griffin, my boy here. 3 generations of Leones, all right? And we're gonna do a little bit of Grandpa's smoked andouille sausage. You like deer meat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bud. Well, Daddy likes to put in eggs, and we put it into different stews, and Grandpa's famous jambalaya. Before the little guy showed up, I tempted it. Oh, yeah. It's gonna be better as it sits.
I want a piece.
Oh, please. Got it, bud.
Hey, that's a picture real
Yeah, give it a shot. Chew on that. Let me know how you feel. That was kind of gross, but it's probably the grossest way to eat sausage in the world. All right, great. Hey, thanks for playing. Give Daddy a kiss. Give Daddy a kiss. See you later. Even though it's half pork, and a lot of people get a little, turned off by the idea of eating venison, where it might be a little gamey. And the truth is, venison shouldn't be gamey. It's all about how you handle the animal after it's harvested, right? I mean, it should be clean, and it should be a delicious, very approachable protein. Give it another chance. Smoked venison andouille from my book, Field Notes with Food Adventures, all right? It's a chapter called Deer Dab. There's this recipe, famous jambalaya, a kibasi. It's awesome. Bon appetit.
He's a dangerous man.